Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be continuing reading the entire Bible, like we had said before. So like remember, they just crossed the Red Sea and now they're on a journey to the Promised Land. The complaining begins. So this is based on Exodus chapter 15 verse 22 all the way through chapter 17 and verse 7. So from the Red Sea the Israelites march across the desert, but after days of travel they forget what God has done for them, and they begin to complain. I'm thirsty, 3 days and no water in sight. So they begin complaining instead of just trusting God and just going where they need to go. At last they find a spring, but they continue to complain. It's bitter, we can't drink this, we'll all die of thirst, as they continue to complain because it was a bitter water. The people complain to Moses while he is sitting as a judge. Moses prays to God for help, and God points out a nearby branch. Moses throws it into the spring. Now taste the water and know the power of God. It's clean now. God has saved us again. Now I know God is guiding Moses. So, God told him to put the stick in there, and he did, and it turned into clean water. But, of course, like normal, they will continue to complain. The people continue their journey. As they travel across the hot sands, their thoughts are of the homeland God promised them. They can dream of green fields, fresh streams, great flocks, but then there is no food in the desert. The people grow hungry. They forget that God cared for them when they were thirsty, and angrily they go to Moses and Aaron. Look, our food is gone. How can we feed our children? The Lord should have just killed us in Egypt. There we had pots full of meat, all the meat we could eat. So now they became, instead of trusting God, they could pray to God and He would deliver them something. Just as Moses did with the water, they still begin to, he should just kill us there, and at least we still have meat there, and blah blah. They're just a bunch of whiners, man. Instead of just trusting in our one true God, man. He could do anything. If He created all this universe, why couldn't He give them food? Have you brought us out here in the wilderness to starve to death? I am sick of your grumbling. This evening come before the Lord, and He will show you His might. Here is God's word. You will have meat in the twilight and bread at the dawn. Eat, be filled, and know that I am the Lord. Which is what the God has said. That evening, great flocks of quail dropped into the camp. So tons of just birds just came down. They were grabbing them and, of course, killing them and eating them and things. Birds, thousands of them, food enough for everyone. Moses was right. God sent the quail to feed us. God is leading us. Yes, only God could save us from starving. Never again will I doubt God's power and guidance. So they say that, and even with everything God's given them, He got them out of Egypt from being slaves. Now He's taken them to a promised land. He's given them water. He's given them food. He split the seas for them to cross over, delivering them from their enemy. But early the next morning, the people are surprised to find strange whitish covering on the ground. What is it? It looks like frost. What is it? It's the food that God has sent you. Sent you. Call it manna, whatever it is. God is so good to us. Gather what you need just for today. How can you be sure there will be more tomorrow? I am going to collect as much as I can. See, I put this extra aside for tomorrow. No matter what happens to the others, we'll have something to eat. So she doubts God's ability. How would He know that we're going to have enough for them? Instead of trusting in, okay, God's going to give us something tomorrow. He will, He will bring us something just as He did them birds. And she, made sure she had extra. That way, if everybody starved, she'd be fine. But the next morning, it's spoiled. Moses warned us. We have to have faith that God will take care of us. On the 6th day of the week, the people gather their food for that day and the Sabbath. The food kept for the Sabbath does not spoil, and no new manna appears on the ground. With renewed faith in God, the Israelites continue their journey. They travel toward Mount Sinai, where Moses was called by God to set them free from slavery. Moses sends his wife and 2 sons on ahead to visit their old home. Tell your father Jethro what God has done for our people." Now, farther on, while the Israelites camped in Peaceful Valley, fierce tribesmen watched from the hills. This would be easy, a surprise attack, and the camp is ours. So some tribesmen see them, and they see them all gathered up, and they said, "Well, we'll surprise attack them and take over their camp, take over their food, and all that stuff." And but they're gonna get a world awakening. God is on Moses and the Israelites' side there, so He's gonna take care of them, and that's something we should always remember. It's easy to doubt God. It's easy to doubt His ability to do things, just because we tend to do it all the time. But when you boil down to look at all God has done. Look at all He's able to do. His power is beyond our understanding of what He can do. If He can create Earth, if He can create us, every living being, the whole universe, and just imagine how big the universe is, heaven and all. Why can't He do something as little as, whether it's helping you get a car, or maybe, a new job or something like that? You're just taking care of you and your family. No matter how bad things seem, you have to continue to have faith, because I promise you this, God will get you out of whatever bad situation you're in. Sometimes He's testing us and just seeing where if we're going to doubt Him, if we're going to be angry with Him, or if we're going to blame Him or whatever. Because that just means we're good to pray and all that stuff, and good to be on God's side as long as things are going good. But as soon as something goes bad, then we're all mad at Him. No, you need to be on His side 24/7, no matter what. And I promise you, good things will come, and you just got to keep that faith. No matter how bad things may seem, God will always bring something your way. He will always be there for you. He'll always provide for you and protect you. And you just have to trust Him, have faith, and believe that He will. And I promise you, He will. But that's all I have for this week, guys. I'll catch you guys next week. As always, take it easy, and God bless.